Adam Beecher is here for Behind the Gloves, joined by head of Sky Boxing, Adam Smith. Huge fight here for James DeGale. First of all, is James DeGale the best super middleweight in the world?
Is he the best super middleweight in the world? He's right up there. I mean, I think it's a fantastic division. And yeah, you know, you've got to say he beat Andre Durrell. Carl Froch has retired. You know, you probably look at him as the number one. I don't think Badu Jack would agree with you. I don't think Arthur Abraham would agree with you. And there's one or two others that are in the mix. But he's... Listen, he's achieved something that no Olympic gold medalist has done. He's become a world champion. There were wonderful scenes in Boston. I'm so pleased for James because he's been through the ups and downs. You know, he had the loss to George Groves. I mean, booed on his debut. He's had a tough time, but I think winning that world title in Boston has given him huge confidence. And I think the shot, and Eddie Hearn mentioned it at the press conference, that the picture of him on the screen at the O2, which he didn't realise that everybody was starting to cheer for him, that's terrific for James. And I think that he can go from strength to strength. But it's another tough fight, and he's out in Canada, so you know he's not taking the easy route. But yeah, you've got to say James DeGale is right up there now, and I think he's got a wonderful future.
And is this the right fight for James now, out in Canada? Lucian Bute, some people, including Carl Froch, saying that maybe he's got not a lot to gain and a lot to lose, even if he wins this fight.
Well, he said to me earlier, you know, people are going to compare my performance to what happened with Carl, and I think that's tough. You know, it was one of Carl Froch's great nights in Nottingham. You know, Lucian Bute hadn't been beaten. Most of the boxing writers and media and thought that Carl would lose, including me, and he proved me wrong. He was brilliant that night. And Lucian Bute, you know, folded, and he's had a long road to recover from that. That's what happens in boxing. He has recovered. He comes again. He comes in front of his own fans, and I think it's tough if you're going to say, will James DeGale do it quicker than Carl Froch? I think DeGale will go about his business and utilise his game plan and his skills under Jim McDonnell in his way. But I think it is the right fight at the right time. There's some people that say, you know, maybe he should have fought in England and had a couple of fights here, but he's taken the hard route, he's taken the tough route, you know, joining forces with Al Heyman, and you're going to get hard nights, and this is the first one. I think it is a tough ask in Canada, but as a fight, it's a fight he should come through against Bute, I think.
And to rate Lucian Bute as a fighter against maybe the British super middleweights, Martin Murray, Rocky Fielding, Callum Smith, where do you think Lucian Bute would rate in that list?
I think it's tough again now because, you know, he had that loss to Pascal. He looked really good last time, Bute, but it's difficult to tell. You know, he had that break. He is 35 now. His best days are probably behind him, but you never know. You know, sometimes a fighter needs a break, needs to be refreshed. There's no question that Lucian Bute, a wonderful amateur, and when he was rolling through those defenses of his IBF title, he was absolutely tip-top, first class. And as I said, most people thought he'd be too good for Carl Froch. So you've got to say Lucian Bute is right up there still. The likes of Callum Smith and Rocky Fielding, great fight that is. Domestic dust-up. You know, they're at a slightly lower level at the moment. You know, they've got to prove themselves. One of those will come through, I'm sure, be knocking on that world title door for next year. Martin Murray's got his world title chance out in Germany. It's a wonderful picture, isn't it? And if you have people like Gennady Golovkin who could come up, and the middleweights we have here like Billy Joe Saunders and Chris Eubank Jr. into the mix, we could have some wonderful fight nights, I think, in Britain on big stages like the Emirates and Wembley in the years to come.
Hi fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this little icon right here, or else